My greetings to everyone. In the ongoing series of Art of Being Happy, today we will be discussing the Panchkosh Theory. In the first part, we have discussed the 3 sheets and followed by the 2 koshas which we will be discussing in the holistic framework of the Panchkosh Theory. Panchkosh Theory, also known as the theory of 5 sheets, is a profound Hindu philosophy and Vedantic concepts, and it provides a holistic framework for comprehending the human existence and the consciousness aspect that contribute to our well-being as a whole. Panchakosha is discussed in the Brahmananda Vali chapter of Tretiya Upanishads, which is a part of Tretiya Samhita of the Krishna Yajurveda, in which the particular chapter is discussed, the ways and the means to achieve the Brahma. It gives a detailed description of the dimensions of the human personality or the dimensions of self. And all these layers and the sheets are connected to each other. And in essence, we can say that the Panchakosha theory suggests that achieving a genuine pleasure is a matter of self-discovery and self-awareness, and the exploration of our deeper levels of existence. It encourages the people to look beyond the external sources of happiness and embark on an inner voyage to discover the source of lasting happiness that resides within us. So in this we discussed about the overview of Hindu philosophy and Vedanta, which is a rich, diverse body of thought and explores the nature of reality, human existence, and the path to spiritual enlightenment. Vedanta emphasizes the unity of all entities and the Brahma, the ultimate reality, and it asserts that the particular self, also known as the Atman, is not distinctive and the Brahma, but rather an integral component of it. So this interdependence is the basis for comprehending the Panchakosha theory. So now we will be discussing the Anandamaya Kosha or Annamaya Kosha, which represents the physical sheet, which is linked to the material universe and emphasizes the impermanence of the body. And the mental sheet, that is Manomaya Kosha, investigates the domain of thoughts, emotions and desires. It is consistent with the Vedantic teachings that the mind is the source of both enslavement and liberation. The Vinayamaya Kosha corresponds to the discriminating intellect that distinguishes between the internal, external aspects. The blissful sheet or Anandamaya Kosha represents the innermost stratum of existence. It is consistent with Vedantic belief that true self is the nature of pure consciousness, transcending all dualism and leading to a supreme bliss of union with the Brahma. So all these aspects have to be nicely done. The Tretiya Upanishad conversation between father and son, and of course the overall the essence of this conversation of father and son is that everything in the universe is sustained by Anna. Everything dissolves into Anna. And the physical sheet or the outermost covering is the first stratum, which is the first part of this Panchakosha theory, that is Annamaya Kosha. This represents the corporeal aspect of our being, which includes our body, our senses and the material world. And it is essential for contentment to maintain a healthy and a balanced Anandamaya Kosha. A well-nourished body, regular exercises, adequate rest and sleep are very significant contributors to our physical health. And all these things are very important, as this Anandamaya Kosha or the corporeal sheet is an essential component of Panchakosha theory. To cultivate a profound and long-lasting sense of happiness that transcends the physical sphere, it is necessary to investigate and integrate the other facets of our existence. Then we also discussed about the Pranamaya Kosha, the vital energy sheet, which is one of the 5 layers described in Hindu philosophical Panch sheet. It has an intricate relationship with our physical health, mental state and overall sense of pleasure. It is believed that the prana, the vital energy, is the subtle life force and animates our existence. The Pranamaya Kosha functions as the connection between the physical body and the mental and emotional aspects of our Manomaya Kosha. So by regulating and harmonizing this vital energy, we can experience a significant impact on our well-being and contentment. The Panchkosh Theory, Pranamaya Kosha, serves a very critical role in the context of happiness. The flow of prana affects our physical health, mental clarity, emotional equilibrium. So these practices actually promote the harmonious passage of prana by regulating the breath and activating the specific energy channels or the nadis in the body. Now, when we talk about the cultivating the harmonious pranamaya kosha, it improves the physical health, but it also affects our emotional and the mental state. So we need to explore the pranamaya kosha, which can cultivate a sense of mindfulness and grounding by strengthening our connection to the present moment. So this alignment with our vital energy enables us to access a more profound sense of interior happiness and contentment that transcends the external circumstances. Then we discussed about the Manomaya Kosha, which is the aspect of one's personality wherein the mind carries its different functions like perception, mana, memory, chitta, and ego, ahankara. So these are very vital, and it claims that these impressions as its own and stores them as a personal knowledge or identification of ourselves with the outer world, which comes from identifying ourselves with our body. Manomaya Kosha. The Manomaya Kosha serves as a crucial in the context of happiness. Our happiness levels are significantly influenced by our beliefs and emotions. When the mind is filled with the positive thoughts, apprehensions, affection and the happiness, it contributes to the feeling of well-being and contentment. And on the contrary, the negative thoughts can lead to dissatisfaction and distress. The Manomaya Kosha connects our interior world to the external realities. Our experiences are filtered through our perceptions, conditioning and beliefs. And understanding how the Manomaya Kosha affects our contentment enables us to cultivate a positive and nurturing mental landscape. So we can say that Manomaya Kosha or the mental sheet is an essential aspect of our being, influencing our experiences and determining our contentment. By cultivating a positive and nurturing mental landscape, practicing mindfulness, cultivating emotional intelligence, we can improve our happiness and the well-being as a whole. Recognizing the power of thoughts and emotions enables us to consciously shape our happiness and live a happier and more fulfilled life. Let us move on to our fourth sheet, Vijnana Nahamaya Kosha. Now, Vijnanamaya Kosha is the fourth layer of our reality. We all have two minds. When the Manomaya Kosha said, "It is a beautiful rose, I want to have it," you started instructing your hands to pick up the flower. Your inner body said, "Sorry, I cannot pluck this flower. It does not belong to me. It is from the neighbor's gardens," and you stopped this action. This inner voice that continuously guides us to do or not to do something is the inner self kosha, that is Vijnanmaya Kosha, also known as intellectual sheet, is one of the Panchkosh Theory 5 layers of sheets. Understanding this sheet and its relationship to the happiness can provide the valuable insights into the pursuit of long-lasting fulfillment and the happiness. Vinamaya Kosha includes our reasoning, analysis, critical thinking, and the decision-making ability. It is related to the superior mind, reflecting consciousness, and the capacity to distinguish between truth and the falsehood. This scabbard is distinguished by a pursuit of knowledge, the acquisition of the skills, and the attainment of the wisdom. Now, relationship to happiness. The Vinamaya Kosha plays a very important function in our happiness and the well-being as a whole. Here is the connection to happiness, discernment and the clarity. The Vinamaya Kosha enables us to discriminate and distinguish between diverse experiences, concepts and the ideas. It enables us to cultivate clarity and make well-informed decisions which can result in greater satisfaction. By evaluating our thoughts, values and desires critically, we can align ourselves with what brings us the genuine happiness and fulfillment. Now, growth and learning. The Vinamaya Kosha is fundamentally based on the pursuit of knowledge and continuous learning. When we engage in intellectual pursuits and strive for the personal development, we increase our knowledge of ourselves and the world around us. This process of growth and self-improvement frequently results in satisfaction and contentment. Then we talk about the personal problem solving and adaptability. The intellectual sheet equips us with the problem solving ability, allowing us to effectively navigate the life obstacles. It enables us to analyze the situations, consider the innovative solutions, and adapt to varying conditions. By utilizing our intelligence, we can find the creative solutions to surmount the obstacles, thereby enhancing our sense of accomplishment and the well-being. Next is your higher knowledge and self-realization. The Vijnanamaya Kosha transcends the common knowledge and seeks our most profound truth and the superior wisdom. It is the study of philosophical and the spiritual concepts, the pursuit of self-realization and the comprehension of the nature of existence. Now, this pursuit of superior knowledge can actually yield profound insights and a sense of spiritual fulfillment, resulting in long-lasting contentment. Intellectual pursuits and the pleasure. Now, engaging in intellectual pursuits that align with one's inclinations and the interest can bring great happiness. The Vijnanamaya Kosha thrives on intellectual stimulations which can contribute to the feeling of contentment and the pleasure. So this kosha is very crucial in our pursuit of happiness. By cultivating discernment, engaging in lifelong learning, utilizing the problem-solving skills, seeking the higher knowledge and pursue the intellectual passions, so we can access the profound pleasure and satisfaction that result from development of our intellectual capabilities. Nurturing and balancing. This kosha can contribute to a stronger sense of purpose, heightened self-awareness, and lasting pleasure. Let us move on to Anandamaya Kosha, that is the final stage and the final kosha called the blissful layer. According to Panchkosh Theory, the Anandamaya Kosha, the blissful sheet, is the fifth and the innermost stratum of existence. It represents the ultimate level of consciousness and is linked to profound happiness, bliss, and the spiritual fulfillment. This sheet is frequently described as the essence of pure pleasure and transcends the mental fluctuations and external conditions. The Anandamaya Kosha is regarded as the innermost core of our being, where the ego merges with the universal consciousness or the divine. It is believed to be the ultimate source of pleasure and contentment, unaffected by the transient joys and the sorrows encountered on the other levels of existence, connecting the Anandamaya Kosha with the happiness. So, the essence of happiness is the first part. Anandamaya Kosha is frequently equated with the genuine happiness because it represents a state of profound contentment and the innermost fulfillment. It implies that lasting pleasure is not dependent on the external factors but rather resides within ourselves. The transcending limitations is the second one. Anandamaya Kosha transcends the physical, mental and intellectual limitations of the existence strata. It implies that the genuine happiness is rooted in a profound connection with our true nature and transcends the transient pleasures. The third is your spiritual awakening. Cultivating a deeper awareness of the Anandamaya Kosha through practices such as meditation, self-inquiry and spiritual exploration can result in spiritual awakening and a profound sense of happiness. It is believed that by establishing a connection with this particular sheet, one can achieve a state of union with the divine and gain the access to inherently serenity that resides within. Then we have is the inner fulfillment. Anandamaya Kosha emphasizes the significance of pursuing the fulfillment within oneself as opposed to relying solely on external sources. It implies that the true pleasure is not found through the acquisition of material possessions or accomplishments, but rather through an inward journey of self-discovery and self-realization. The integration and totality. The investigation and cultivation of Anandamaya Kosha contribute to the integration and totality of a person's being. By aligning with this euphoric sheet, one can experience a sense of harmony, wholeness that enhances their overall well-being and the joy. In the Panchkosh Theory, Anandamaya Kosha represents the pinnacle of pleasure and fulfillment. It represents the realization of our true nature and the profound pleasure that results from our connection to the universal consciousness. By penetrating this innermost sheet and cultivating a deeper awareness of our spiritual essence, we can access an inexhaustible source of happiness that transcends the constraints of the external world and brings enduring contentment and the joy. Let's move on to a very pertinent part, that is the applications and the implications of Panchkosh Theory in the daily life. Yes, we are talking about the physical well-being. The Anandamaya Kosha, which represents the physical body, emphasizes the significance of carrying our physical health. This may include consuming a balanced diet, engaging into regular exercise, practicing a good sleep hygiene and adopting a lifestyle that promotes the overall health. Next we have is the emotional intelligence. The Pranamaya Kosha, which is associated with essential energy and emotions, promotes the development of emotional intelligence. Understanding and modulating our emotions assist us in navigating the relationships, communicating effectively, and making the wiser decisions. Intellectual growth. The Manomaya Kosha is associated with the psyche and its cognitive process. By cultivating this trait, we can pursue the intellectual development, engage in lifelong learning, cultivate critical thinking skills, thereby enhancing our problem-solving and decision-making abilities. Next is your self-reflection and the personal development. This particular kosha, that is Vijnanamaya Kosha, represents the intuitive knowledge and the personality development. Self-reflection, meditation, mindfulness practices, they all enable us to connect with our inner self, acquires a deeper understanding of ourselves and investigates our values, beliefs and the life purpose. Transcendence and the spiritual connection. Anandamaya Kosha is symbolic of transcendence and the spiritual connection. Exploring the spirituality, whether through religious practices, nature connection, or pursuing a sense of purpose beyond the material pursuits can give our lives a profound fulfillment and significance. The management of stress. The Panchkosh Theory enables the individuals to identify and resolve the stresses on the levels of existence. This holistic approach to the stress management entails caring for one's physical health, regulating one's emotions, fostering one's mental health, and pursuing the spiritual support or the practices. Self-consciousness and self-compassion. The Panchkosh Theory promotes the self-compassion by recognizing our multidimensionality. It reminds us to be kind and gentle with ourselves, to accept our flaws and embrace the self-care practices that nourish each stratum of our existence. Personal satisfaction. By investigating and aligning the various levels of existence, we can achieve a greater sense of personal satisfaction when our physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual aspects are in harmony. We are more likely to experience a profound sense of well-being and lead fulfilling lives. Mind, body, and connection. The Panchkosh Theory acknowledges the complex connection between the mind and the body. By recognizing this relationship, we can embrace the practices that promote the overall health well-being, such as mind-body exercises such as yoga, meditation, which benefit both the physical and the mental aspects of our body. Decision making. Considering the various dimensions of existence can inform our decision making process. By considering our physical health, emotional state, intellectual analysis, and the spiritual values, we can make decisions that align with our holistic needs and the values, resulting in greater happiness and fulfillment. Next is your life balance. The Panchkosh Theory emphasizes the significance of sustaining the balances in the facets of our lives. It encourages us to devote time and energy to nurture each layer, ensuring that no vital aspects of our well-being is neglected and resulting in a more harmonious and balanced existence. The Panchkosh Theory provides a holistic approach to the personal growth, well-being, and spiritual development. When incorporated into our daily lives, individuals can lead more fulfilling and purposeful lives if they are comprehended the interconnectedness of the sheets and engage in practices that nourish and harmonize them. Individuals can further enhance their personal development, well-being, and interconnectedness with others by incorporating the additional applications and implications of Panchkosh Theory. This holistic approach encourages the individuals to transcend their limited identities and cultivate empathy and foster a sense of interconnectedness with the surrounding world. It encourages the individuals to explore their inner layers, cultivate the self-awareness, effectively manage emotions, and regulate the tension. Individuals can tap into their inner sources of pleasure and bliss, align with their true nature, and experience a deeper level of daily happiness, contentment, and fulfillment by nurturing all the sheets. In addition, we can say that they can nurture a stronger relationship, embrace the personal development, and cultivate a more inclusive and compassionate worldwide. Let us now understand the practices to nurture each kosha. Annamaya kosha is the physical frame of the body and is the grossest of all 5 layers, representing the anatomy that the conglomeration of the subtle particles such as electrons and go on to form highly organized systems. It is nurtured by the nutrients present in the food we eat. A healthy body is the key to maintain the homeostasis of the different systems with pranamaya kosha, that is the vital life force. The practices for this kosha are asana, a stable and comfortable posture which gives a deep relaxation to the internal organs by massaging them thoroughly. All the organs of the body start functioning harmoniously and the mind becomes tranquil. Diet: simple vegetarian wholesome food that calms down the mind, that is the sattvic diet, is recommended as it helps maintain the internal harmony in the body and the mind. Losing exercises reduce the joint stiffness, strengthen the body's muscles and increase the physical stamina. Pranamaya kosha ensures the harmonious functioning of these organs by the physiological processes. The prana, vital life force, is the basic life energy inside and outside the body. A uniform flow of these life force to each cell to the physical body, Annamaya kosha, keeps it healthy, and if there is a disturbance in the flow of prana to any organ, it can lead to dysfunctioning of that organ at the physical body. Manomaya kosha is the mental and emotional library of the human system. And of course, according to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verses 60-2, the physiological stress, that is the emotions, begin as the uncontrolled rewinding surge of thoughts in this layer. The meditation is a good tool to manage the stresses from the mind level. Then we have the innermost deterministic consciousness state kosha, that is Manomaya kosha, which constantly to gain the mastery over the basic instincts of eating, sleeping, mating and the fear. That is, the notional corrections and the self-analysis to enhance the better judgment are some of the techniques that helps balance this kosha. The secret to happiness according to scriptures is conquering the mind through knowledge. So happiness is within us, a state of inner silence. Traitya Upanishad describes how a student Bhrigu realizes that all layers of existence emerge from Anandamaya kosha. It leads to the insight that happiness is within us and each one of us is in our casual state of Ananda, that is the bliss embodied. So Anandamaya kosha, action and relaxation, selflessness and the service attribute and attitude is practiced to experience this blissful continuously. So there is a very close link between all these koshas. We should do a conscious effort to get interconnected, to feed each kosha and be happy. Thank you so much.